Well, it's finally happened. I'm sorry, Arusha fans. All over. Not only does she not get retired, Rushia's getting straight terminated from Cover. So big oof for the VTuber fans out there, and a big oof for Rushia as well. Now this news comes from Cover, official press release from them, so I'm not getting it from anywhere else. I know there's a lot of tweets and stuff out there. I'm hearing things about like specific people that Rushia talked to and everything, and I'm just gonna like, okay, I'm just gonna read this and I'll be done with it, and y'all can have your fun speculating. But yeah, the press release says, "Thank you for supporting us, yada yada yada. We would like to notify you that as of February 24th, we have terminated virtual YouTuber master agreement with Uruha Rushia, who is affiliated with the VTuber group Hololive that our company manages. Regarding Rushia, it has been apparent for some time that she has been distributing false information to third parties and has been leaking information, including communication regarding business matters. We have been investigating the facts related to these matters. With respect to the above, we are able to confirm that she engaged in the act of violating her contract by leaking information that she acquired from the company, as well as communications over SNS, both of which she has a responsibility to protect, and caused the company to suffer reputational damage, such as by publicizing falsehoods to various related parties. As a result, as a company, we have determined that it has become difficult to continue managing and supporting her, and have elected to make this decision. To all of our fans and related parties, we deeply appreciate all the great support you have provided throughout the activities that Rushia has engaged in over the last 2 years and 7 months, they've been counting, since her debut as part of the third generation of Hololive. Seems like it's been longer than that she's been around. It's crazy. We deeply apologize from the bottom of our hearts that we have ended up in the position that we have to report this news to you. Regarding any refunds of the Rushia birthday merchandise, maybe also that engagement ring. I can't get over the engagement ring. I can't. Oh gosh. We will notify you details of respected sales, websites, and such going forward. We appreciate your patience. Also, we will be shutting down the Talent YouTube channel and memberships as of around the end of March. I'm sure YouTube is getting a lot of download notifications for that website or that page. Please understand that we are taking this matter very seriously. We intend to put efforts forward instructing the talents that affiliate with us on compliant matters such as this, so it doesn't happen again in the future. So blah, 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 blah. Yeah, we hope you will continue supporting us. Please keep giving us money, blah, 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 blah. So yeah, oof, big oof. And it's funny because the only reason I'm really getting into this, like I've said before, I've kind of gotten out of the VTuber stuff, and a lot of it has to do with what I kind of went over when this whole Rushia thing first came up, is that aspect of the manipulation of the industry itself and the whole aspect of idols in general. But I don't think any of that has to do with this, at least unless they're trying to create some sort of cover, because Cover already came out once before. In one of my news bits, I talked about this. Cover came out once before and said, people are spreading misinformation, please stop. We don't have any involvement whatsoever with our talent, thus claiming at that point that they're not going to get rid of her because she's in a relationship. They don't care. They care about what she performs in. And this specifically is saying that she's breaking contract by discussing things with third parties. Now, by legal matter, them stating this should be true. So I know there's going to be a lot of people out there that are going to say, you know, look, this is all a cover. They just want to get some reason to get rid of her. This is specifically saying that she broke contract multiple times, and they have specific examples. Now, if this is a cover for them just wanting to get rid of her, she could take legal action against them because they're basically defaming her right now and claiming that she has broke contract. So for anybody saying that, yes, let's face it, Cover could be covering for their butts and saying false things against her to make it sure that nobody gets angry at Hololive or Cover themselves. But do keep in mind that if they are doing that, that is a falsehood that is legally liable, that is kind of illegal. So I doubt it. I think that what they're saying here is true. I don't know the specifics of what she's doing because they're obviously not going to reveal that kind of stuff, but it is interesting to keep that in mind going forward. Now, I've heard also people saying that and this is all speculation beyond this point really, there's a lot of people claiming that she's already starting another YouTube channel. It'll be interesting to see what she does. Will they allow her to keep the assets of Rushia itself? Because that's technically, That's technically Hololife's character. She's the voice and the personality, but Rushia as an animated model, illustration, and constructed thing is technically Hololife's property. So it's kind of one of those things where do they want to allow her to have it, thus she can start up her own YouTube channel and thus take attention away from their company? I doubt it. I doubt it. Unless, again, in early building of this whole thing, they allow them to keep it. It could be a special kind of idea. But either way, I've already heard that she started her own YouTube channel. She's starting to build that up. People are starting to sub to it already. I don't know if that's true. I would, make sure to wait to make sure that's the true one. But I would be very curious to find out if she decides that she wants to just face reveal and just be a personality online, or if she's going to go out and try to find somebody to rebuild a new Rushia. Will she want to keep the name Rushia? Will she be legally allowed to keep the name Rushia? Obviously, Rushia has been terminated, but I think all that stuff has my interest. Like, despite the fact that I've gone away from YouTube or VTubers and all that kind of stuff, I'm still kind of interested in how this stuff works. Like, how that stuff ticks. How does that exactly work? Because I think Coco, if I remember correctly, kind of kept going, even beyond what went on with her. But yeah, that'll be definitely interesting. I'll keep an eye on it. If anything that's interesting, worthing a video comes up, I'll definitely jump on here and run through it. But as it stands now, it's unfortunate, but sorry, Rushia. Sorry, Rushia fans, especially. I know that there's a lot of fans out there, especially the ones with the engagement ring, but she's no longer is in like the deep VTuber fandom. Is that death? Is that death? I'd be very curious. I'm not trying to, oof. The other thing I want to note in this entire press release is specifically talking about what they're going to do going forward. Because this is kind of the thing that I've noted with the VTuber world itself in general, is I've always felt like it was so loose. Like when I first watched the debut of like all the Ian Hololive characters, it really felt like there was a structure there, but they were kind of let to do their own thing. And then as it went along, I started seeing little cracks in how they handle things. Specifically around one of the VTubers themselves were, somebody noted that when they were in Minecraft, their PC specs came up on the screen. Everybody was kind of like, you need to get a new computer. This thing is old. It kind of insinuated that they kind of just they gave the girls what they needed to function, but they didn't give them equipment, which was really bizarre to me because I would think that you would want somebody to come in there, set down a really powerful machine and say, this is the thing you use, click this, use this. It always gave this vague sense that they kind of just advertised them and let them do their own thing, not as if they were like trained people. So I'd be very curious to see what this means for them. It seems obviously like going forward, they're going to have to be a little more strict and say, you need to make sure you don't do this. You don't do this. Stay in this lane. Be your own personality, but stay in this lane. We are still, in the end, a company. Cover is still, in the end, a company that has its responsibilities to all of its employees and its relationship with its partners. And you can't really have people just running around telling people secrets and stuff about the company itself. It's not in their best interest. And I think that's kind of what that's stating there, very subtly, that this is something that they didn't do well enough with Rushia, which I think at the same time is kind of not her fault, but at the same time is her fault because some of that stuff is kind of, obviously it's in the contract, but obviously it wasn't apparent enough. Or she didn't go with it. So, with that said, that is the news about Rushia. Again, sorry to all the fans of her. And again, we'll see how this kind of unfolds going forward. I'd be very curious to keep an eye on Rushia and what kind of unfolds for her going in the future. Does she have a non-competing agreement? That's another big question mark. Does Japan... I think Japan does have things like that. So I would assume that she has some sort of non-competing clause in her contract. Maybe she won't be able to be a VTuber for a while. But at the same time, sometimes contracts being breached like this will end up that they don't really have to abide by it. If they don't hold her contract, she might not have to hold the contract either. But that's a lot of legal mumbo jumbo in there that I am not a lawyer, so don't take my word. Rushia, if you're watching this, I'm not a lawyer, so... Anyways, I hope you all enjoyed. As always, if you like this video, hit that like button down below. Comment, let me know what you thought of this whole news bit. Subscribe if you haven't already. Share this video if you can. Support us on Patreon. I'll throw a tips link in the description below. We definitely appreciate everybody that does. And also, there's a Discord link down there. We have a VTuber channel on our Discord if you want to chat about it there. But y'all take care.